So we actually look into the Okoto Island, where we see Ochako, Suyo, and Toga are battling, knowing how they knew how they're going to fight each other at last, knowing of how she's trying to stop her from getting near Isuku, but Gang Oppa, knowing of how they don't have super regeneration quirks, knowing if the Nomus don't actually heal. But we knew how she said that their job is to guarantee the island will be much harder for them to hide. But she has Trice blood, which she will use for 30 to 40 minutes of transformation, knowing of how she will drink it and create clones, just like what happened with Miss Curious. But we knew how she actually was inspired by Spinner to turn Korogiri, and she became a full-fledged villain, knowing of how everything has happened in her life. But we see Suyo destroys the blood, but we knew how she was actually attacked. But we see how the clone of her was created. But we see how she turned into twice as a portal has opened, knowing of how Korogiri is actually trying to get her, but knowing of how she tries to get to her, knowing she still haven't talked about love, but Suyo decided to help her, which knowing of the Ganja mountain, we see Hawk and Endeavor battling all for one, knowing of how it won't stop them, but which it calls the Infinite Doubles Sad Man's Parade, which things could be trouble, but we see Ochako and Suyu are actually on their way to Toka as they are actually have her get into the portal when the worst scenario couldn't be stopped. But we can see how everything's gone from worse. So we see how Suyo and Ochako try to talk to Toka about love, but they actually knew she went to the portal while she tried to talk to her about love as well. But we can see how she's in the middle of the battle between Endeavor Hawks versus All for One. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen on the next chapter next weekend. Bye for more and comment what you think about the manga chapter. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and my Facebook page and Twitch. Until then, this is Sam. You guys remember you're saying sign out. Laters and be safe.